Hello viewers, welcome back to my class. I have here with me quadratic equations, formula method. Remember in our last class, we talked about quadratic equations using factorization method. But this time around now, we are looking at formula method. If you could recall that I told us that we have formula method, we have quadratic, we have factorization method, we have completing the square method, then we have graphical method. All right, so let's look at formula method. Now we have two equations on the board. Now the first one is x squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0. Remember, I told us that the coefficient of x squared here is 1. Then the coefficient of x here is what? 7. That will be b equals 7. Then c is what? 10. From the quadratic equation formula. The general form of a quadratic equation, which is this. And now, in formula method, there is a particular formula that we call almighty formula. It is actually the biggest formula in mathematics for O level. That is why it is called almighty formula. Now, should I write it here? Okay, let me just write it here. The formula is x equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This is quadratic formula. It's also called the almighty formula. Now, when you are solving this, just substitute these values into this formula and then you get your answer. Now, join with me. X is equals to minus, which is in the formula. Then b here is what? 7. So 7 plus or minus square root of, what is b here again? B is minus, okay, b is not minus, b is 7 from here, then the square. Now, why there's minus here is because of the formula is carrying minus. Now, minus 4, a here is what? It means 4 times a times c. And what is a is 1 times what is c is 10 over 2 times what is a? 1. Now, x equals to minus 7 plus or minus square root of 7 square is what? 49. 7 square means 7 times 7. That is in two places. Minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 10. That will be 40 over 2, which is 2 times 1 is 2. Now let's go here. We have x equals to minus 7 plus or minus square root of, now 49 minus 40 is 9 over 2. Now we have minus 7 plus or minus, what's square root of 9? Square root of 9 is what? Is 3 over 2. Now the next thing we're going to do is to split these signs. We have minus 7 plus 3 over 2. Or remember in your quadratic equation, we always have two roots. Two answers, the roots of the equations. So the two answers, the first one is this and the second one is this. So minus 7 minus 3 over 2. So x equals minus 7 plus 3 is what? Minus 4 over 2. Or minus 7 minus 3. Okay, sorry. Minus 7 minus 3 is what? Minus 10 over 2. Equals, 2 can go in minus 4 how many times? Minus 2. Or 2 can go here, minus 5. So the root of our equation, x is equals to minus 2 or minus 5. If you could recall, if you followed us in the last class, you will notice that when we use factorization method, this was the same answer that we got. Now, let's look at the second one. All right, for the number 2, the same question that we solved while we were using factorization method, because I just needed to give us the same question so that you will see that we are going to arrive at the same answer. It is to show us that we can use different approaches in solving quadratic equation. The first one was factorization method, and now we are using quadratic formula method, and it is still going to give us the same answer. So sometimes you might be asked to use factorization method, and sometimes you might be asked to use formula method. Now, 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 0. Now, a is what? Is 6. B is minus 7 and C is what? Is 2. Now, X is equals to, remember the formula, we have minus B plus or minus square root of B squared minus 4AC over 2A. All right? Let me share this place into 2. So we have X equals minus, what's B now? Now, remember, B now is minus 7. The other one was B is plus 7. So now, this formula is carrying minus. Then we also have minus 7 as B. Then plus or minus square root of, what's B squared? That's minus 7 squared minus 4 times, what's A? A this time around is 6. Then C is what? Is 2 over 2 times 6. So X is equals to 7 plus or minus square root of minus 7 square means, now look at it, minus 7 square means minus 7 times minus 7, because it is minus 7 in 2 places. So minus times minus is still plus, then 7 times 7 is what? 49. It means minus 7 square and 7 square, they're also the same thing. That is why we have square root of 49 is plus or minus 7. Because if you do plus 7 times plus 7, it will be plus 49. And minus 7 times minus 7 will be also plus 49. So it is square root of 49 is plus or minus 7. That is why we use plus or minus 7, because anyone goes for it. Now we have 49. Then minus 4 times 6, that's minus 24. Minus 24 times 2, that will be minus 48. So minus 48 over 2 times 6 is what? Is 12. So we have X equals 7. Remember this minus, as times minus, we have 7 here. Then plus or minus 49 minus 48 is what? 1 over 12. So X equals 7 plus or minus square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 1, square root means what do we times 2 times that will give us that number. So 1 times 1 is still 1 over 12. So X equals, now let's split it into 2. 7 plus 1 over 12, or 7 minus 1 over 12. So X equals, this will be 8 over 12 or 6 over 12. And then we can break this down by saying 4 can go here 2, 4 can go here 3, 2, 6 can go here 1, 6 can go here 2. So we have X equals 2 over 3 or 1 over 2. Now we can see that it is still the same answer that we arrived at while we were doing factorization method. So this is to show us that either you are using factorization method or you are using formula method, we are still going to arrive at the same answer. But there is a disclaimer: you cannot use quadratic equation formula method to solve all quadratic equations. And let me quickly give you this tip. The only questions in quadratic equation that you can use formula method to solve is when the b square is greater than 4ac. So if your b square is greater than 4ac, you can use quadratic formula method. But if this b square is less than 4ac, it cannot work. So try some questions when you are having b square lesser and then you are having 4ac greater, you will see that quadratic equation quadratic formula method will not work for it, while you can use factorization method for it if it does not work. So that is, and there are some questions also that cannot be factorizable. So that's when you will now use your quadratic formula method. But anyone that quadratic formula method can solve, completing the square method can also solve. Thank you so much for joining the class. In our next class, we'll be looking at completing the square method. God bless you. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.